Hey, family, peace, peace, and love to my kings and my queens, my brothers and my sisters. I greet you all with love and light of the Most High God, the infinite creator, source of all things, source within. I'm getting ready to meditate. But before I do, I wanted to do a quick video to speak on some certain things real quick, if you don't mind. But I thank you for tuning in, all right? For checking your sister out. For some of you who may have been feeling not so balanced or feeling tired and sluggish, that's a sign that, well, a lot of times, you're dealing with a lot of energy vampires out here, and it can be your family members, all right, or your so-called friends. Everybody's tugging at you and draining your energy, okay? It can also be the fact that you're out of balance, okay? My higher self was letting me know, because there was a time I started feeling like that myself, but my higher self let me know that while I'm in meditation, just take a little time out, even for those who do work, do your 15-minute break, if you can find a quiet spot or whatever, quiet space, or if you're at home, just take time out to close your eyes and visualize a rainbow. They have all these beautiful spectrum of colors, all right? And visualize this rainbow, going through you, or over your head, and you're bathing in this rainbow spectrum of light, all right? Visualize it. You'll be surprised how it makes you feel mentally, emotionally. And of course, mental, emotionally, and spiritually, everything has to be a balance. But a lot of times we're out of balance if one of them is off. You know what I mean? But you'd be surprised how it makes you feel. Your third eye does not have to be awakened. Just visualize it. Even at nighttime, you're dreaming. It's still opening up. But many of you can close your eyes and visualize a rainbow. Visualize it, like I said. You know, this spectrum of awesome, beautiful colors bathing you over. It's like it's just flowing through your head, and visualize it, flowing through you from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet and working its way back up. All right. And while you're visualizing it, say within yourself, I am whole, I am balanced. I am whole, I am balanced. And also in a state, be in a state of gratitude as well, as though you have received it, okay? This is what your sister do. And not only that, wear good feeling colors, colors that represents, your one's mood, like you see, I have this purple right here, all right? And we all know when we think about that purple, we think about the violet, it definitely, resonate higher vibration. Even when you're not feeling it, wear those colors that amplify that which you want to feel, And as you see right here, even though my name is right here, Corinne, I have this rainbow effect on my shirt, see? I'm basically trying to give off that vibration that I am seeking, because when you are feeling balanced, all right, you're feeling whole, you know, that's what you want. You want to feel grounded. But when you're not feeling like that, you're off balance. You're off, and, your energy field, is being tampered with, I mean, it needs to be sealed. Okay, there shouldn't be no aura, well, should be no holes in your aura. That's the point I'm trying to make. And it can happen to the best of us, because when there's holes in it, we're easily to be drained quickly, and also, you can easily be to where your energy is being attacked, and you can, I got to sneeze. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I apologize, family. I was outside earlier walking, and normally my allergies are seasonal, but anyway, but I apologize. All right, I knew it was coming. I was trying to hold off, but what I'm saying is, a lot of time when there's holes in our aura field, we can easily be attacked. All right, with these energy vampires. All right, So we want to seal those holes up, and it can also drain you as well. Drain you mentally and emotionally. You get what I'm going with this. So take time out for your family, meditate. All right, go within your temple and take time out for yourself, and reflect on these colors. All right, and that's all I'm going to say. You'd be surprised how you're going to feel. I know for me, it really helps, okay? It really helps get me on track. So that's all I want to say about that. I feel like that can help somebody. Me, all I'm doing is share my experience, my testimony, share my light. That's all I do. If anybody can resonate with what your sister is saying and you feel like this is something that you might want to try, you're welcome to try it, all right? All right, I'm my sister's keeper, my brother's keeper. I just want many of you to feel good, whole, and balanced, because that's what it's all about. Because when we are feeling good, whole, and balanced, we're pushing this vibration outwardly into this realm, and that's what you want to attract back to you, all right? Whether it be things or whether it be people, especially when it comes to people. You're going to attract that which you are. You're like a mirror image out here. You want to attract that which you are. Someone who's operating self-love and feeling good about themselves, So you get what I'm going with this. So anyway, I hope many of you received that message with love. I just wanted to share that with you real quick. Let me just say this real quick. And this is my personal experience. This is not really popular what I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to share it anyway because I know it can help somebody. But the choices are yours. At the end of the day, the choices are yours. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do, just sharing my experiences and things that I had to learn to overcome a lot of my, let me just say, low vibrational way of thinking and being, shall I say, to get to where I am now, to get to where I am now as far as walking in love and compassionate, and I have not always been this way. I'm a work in progress. I am a work in progress, but I just want to be true to thyself because people can recognize real, and many of you are like me, and you also self when somebody's being honest, So let me just get real honest with many of you. This is something that I have learned on my spiritual journey. That my higher self also has been revealing to me, okay? When it's all said and done, none of us know who or whose we were before we came here, all right? I do believe in reincarnation. I've seen some of my past lives. A lot of it blew me away. I'm like, wow, And there's still a lot of my past lives that I have not seen, all right? My goal is to have a hypnosis regression done, and this is what I'm believing for, so shall it be. One day is coming, and I will be sharing more of my experiences, of things I have learned about myself that I choose to share, all right, that I feel they can really be of help to my brothers and sisters, all right, who are on their spiritual journey as well. But thus far, what I have learned that my higher self has been trying to show me, this thing, love and compassionate, is very, very important, family. I know this to be true for myself. And when you are operating in love and compassionate, okay, you're not, it's pretty much the opposite of, the way I see it, judging people, all right? You're setting aside, the pride, shall I say, and you're seeing people for who they are on the inside, all right? Because we know that that's truly what matters is how people are on the inside, all right? Because anybody can, be a certain way on the outside. The outside is an illusion. You can fool a lot of people how you look on the outside. It's the inside that matters. What's behind this? What's behind this? A lot of people say what's behind that spirit, but I'm saying, what's behind that temple that person is possessing, shall I say, but what's inside of them? Some people have that spirit. They're humble and they're loving and they're compassionate, And some people have the opposite. Some people are walking, with their light being expanded. Some people are walking, with their light is dim, okay? Many people who third eye is activated, a lot of them don't see their light. It doesn't mean it's not expanded. They just, hold on, let me get it right. I'm speaking more, I'm speaking before I think. Some people are walking who third eye is not activated. I think I said that, but let me say it again. Some people are walking around with their third eye not activated and their light is expanded. They just can't see it, all right? For whatever reason, they just can't see it. Not, and it doesn't mean you won't ever see it. You're just not seeing it right now. Or they third eye is not activated and their light is dim. Of course, if their light is dim, they're not all, you know. Let's just say this, you could tell whether they are friendly or whether they are somebody that's really bubbly and they have a just a sweet way about them. Their energy is positive. You know what I mean? Everything. I base a lot of things off energy. Okay, you'd be surprised. And then you have those whose third eye is activated, and just because their third eye is activated, it doesn't mean that their energy is positive. They just have been blessed that their spiritual eyes are awakened, and sometimes a lot of these people, their light is dim, but their third eye is awakened. All right. And they're not seeing a lot of good things that they should be seeing because they got to work on their vibration. All right, so that's pretty much they got to work on themselves. And this has been my experience in the beginning. And then you have those whose third eye is activated and they're seeing good things automatically and they're having positive experiences. And they very seldomly see anything dark because their vibration is high and they walk in love and compassion. Now, I might be saying, well, IQ, after we hear what you're saying, we know about the vibration, frequency. Okay, what's the point you're trying to make? All right, the point I'm trying to make, based on my experiences that I have had thus far, all right, since I've had my spiritual awakening. When it comes to me having a background, growing up in church, and me reading the Word, and the Word speaks about the things that God considered being righteous and unrighteous, okay? I mean, if you know where I'm going with this, when it comes to lifestyle, such as, you have people who are out here that, sexual preference is the same sex, okay? So, of course, me going to church, I'm reading this in the Word, pretty much the do's and don'ts of what, the Most High God expects out of His children, right? And then I'm reading, also, it says, love your enemies, love your neighbors, love your enemies, pray for your neighbor. Love your neighbors, pray for your enemies, They're basically love, period, all right? But I would see a lot of people who not only are they reading the Word, they're taking it very seriously. And anything that they see of people that are not lining up to the Word that's considered as righteous, living a righteous life, they're putting them down, saying that they're damned, and pretty much they're up here and they're down there, looking down on those who are not considered living the righteous, shall I say, living accordingly to the Word. I say that, living accordingly to the Word, that's considered as righteous. Let me just say that. Now, me growing up in church, I took that very seriously, and basically I took it to heart, and I would see people out here that I didn't hate them, people that were like homosexuals and all of that. I didn't hate them, but in my own way of thinking, just because I wasn't one, and even though I wasn't one, it doesn't mean, that I was righteous. But you get on going with this. But I was still taking, how some people, they pick the Bible apart and they'll see, it could just be one thing that stands out that's considered as a no-no, and they'll take that and run with it, all right? And knowing that there are other things that are in there that we all should be working on, with ourselves. But they take that one thing and just run with it. Like as though they don't see nothing else that we should be doing. But anyway. And for me, I took that little one thing, okay? And I would see people like that, and I would do something like this, And shame on me. But anyway, I'm just keeping it real. I would do something like this, like if I see two guys, together or whatever, they hugging, or two females or whatever, I'd be like, and I ain't the only one. I ain't the only one. I had issues behind it. Why would I have issues behind it? I don't know. That's their life, all right? That's their life path, it's between them and God. Well, why I'm sitting up here looking down on my brothers and sisters, you know, based on their choices, how they choose to live their life out here, their sexual preferences. Why am I looking down on them, you know? I never once thought about praying for them. I just look down on them like this. That's nasty. You get where I'm going with this. So anyway, do I think like that now? Of course not. This is something that in this lifetime I had to work on, all right? Learn to operate in love and compassion. That's what my higher self is trying to get me to see, all right? And do I have other issues? Of course I do, but I'm just sharing this one. And because if it's not just this, there are other issues that people have as well, all right? As far as how they look at other people being different from them, even when it comes to race. So, there's a list of things, but I'm just sharing this right here. But then I noticed also in this lifetime, I had family members that were gay, all right, that were bisexual. And even though I wasn't, and it was very confusing to me, you know, for me to look down on somebody else like that, it's like I'm looking down on them. I had an uncle that, basically, helped raise me, and was like a father to me. It was good to me. If I needed something, here, you know what I mean? I mean, he was there. He was pretty much the backbone of the family, but, he had a good heart, And to this day, he's not practicing that lifestyle, but between him and the Most High God. And I'm not going to get into his business, but back then, it was very active. He was very, very active in that lifestyle. And I had an aunt that was bisexual. She's no longer here anymore. But, the point I'm trying to make is, but for me to look down on somebody else and as though, I got it all together, and they're doing something that at that time that I was looking at as like this, you know, thumbing down toward, well, looking down on them because of their choices. I'm pretty much looking down on my family members. So basically, the way I see it, a lot of times our family members, even though we consider them as blood, they really help us to really, let me get my words together. It's like with family, you know, even though we love our family, a lot of us have issues with a lot of our family. Now, I never had no issues with my uncle or my aunt, but I knew, what I was seeing with my eyes as a child coming up, that it didn't look right, that it was confusing, their lifestyle, but I love them anyway. That's the point I'm trying to make. I love them anyway, because family is not perfect, It's enough to, love people that are not your blood, love them in a loving, compassionate way, but you have to deal with family that, may seem a little different, therefore their lifestyle and the way they think, their beliefs. It's like you're learning to adjust and love them for themselves and meet them where they are. All right, and you can love people from a distance. You can, but you're loving them and you're not looking down on them. By me having two family members in my family that was living in that lifestyle, why would I look at anybody else any different as far as looking down on them? That's their life. It's between them and God. I'm still their sister in the spirit. All right. I don't feel like now, I'm better than them. All right. I'm not up here looking down on them. They used to be my state of thinking, but I don't think like that anymore. All right. I can't reach nobody when I'm doing like this to them. That's how I see it. Anybody trying to hear it, even nobody trying to hear nothing I have to say, because they're going to be like this. Sin is sin. That's the truth. It ain't no, this sin better than that sin. Sin is sin, all right? And I feel like the ultimate, growth in this life is when we get to where, we are chastising ourselves, at least, looking at ourselves and trying to correct those things that are not so good, correct those things as far as, put us in that state of ego to where, and ego is not bad, but to where we're feeling like we're better than others and we're up here and they're down there looking down on our brothers and sisters. When I got to that place of learning to um, operate in love and compassionate, when I would see a sister and brother, they're out here in the spirit that's like that. I don't do this anymore. I don't do that anymore. I treat people where I want to be treated. Somebody speak to me, I speak back to you, and I keep it moving. But you won't get that out of your sister, looking down on them. Now let me say this real quick. This is what my higher self was teaching me. This world, this 3D world, is like a mirror image, all right? It really reflects your reality, okay? And your vibration reflects your reality. That which you despise about others, you're going to see it in this reality, and it's going to be part of a learning experience. None of us knew who we were before we came here. As far as the life that you were living before you came here. You could have been an ET, or you could have just been a human being, or you could have lived on another planet. All right, as a human being or a being. The point I'm trying to make is we're here learning and growing, and what I've come to learn about myself is in this life, I see I had an issue with, even though I call people brothers and sisters, but I had an issue, with people who choose to love the same sex, all right? Now, it doesn't really matter whether I agree with it or not. The point is, I had an issue with it, all right? I had an issue with it, and I had an issue with it to where I was looking down on them, okay? And looking down on somebody, that's not godly. That's not being a child of light, looking down on anybody. I didn't really think I was better than them, but I was still looking down on them, and coming off like I'm so righteous, so different, so this and that. And even if I was living my life as righteous and the Most High God was pleased with my life, it's still not for me as a child of the light, as a child of the Most High God to be looking down on His children, all right? His children are making their own choices down here. All right, we're all a work in progress. We're all trying to spiral up and get it right. I'm learning now to think positive. That which I want to see in this world, I want to think it, and I want to be it. I want to mentally visualize it, all right? And I want to express it, all right? The change starts with me. I don't focus on what I don't like. I don't focus on wars, which is what I don't like. Basically, what I'm saying is the things that you don't like or the things that you despise. Okay, even if it's in you, don't put it out there into the universe. Don't speak on it, and don't think of it, because when you do, in your reality, you're going to see more of it. Now, let me say this too. Even if you're not speaking it or thinking it, Source knows your heart. Source knows your issues in this life, things you need to work on, all right? And you're still going to see it because you need to work on it. You need to get to that place of being right with Source. And only you and Source would know what those things are, all right? And that's between you and Source. It ain't for me to judge you, all right? I know for me, that was one of the things that I had to work on, all right? And I can't sit up here and have love for my uncle and love for my aunt and overlook, their lifestyle. And then I see people out here who live in the same lifestyle and look down on them. Hypocrite. Yeah, I was a hypocrite. They are still my brothers and sisters in the spirit. I love on them. I pray for them like I pray for anybody else, like I'm praying for myself, all right? To continuously keep fighting the good fight and continuously, do my best to, honor the Most High God as being a child of the light by being service to my brothers and sisters. Because in this life, we're never going to know it all. We're never going to know it all, but it's a journey that we are growing. And, in order to be a teacher, you have to be a student first and be humble enough to admit that. In order to be a teacher, you have to be a student first. Every teacher has been a student, all right? So that means, there's a time we need to be quiet and have ears to hear. Filter things out, listen. You don't have to take everything in, all right? But the things that you resonate in your spirit, all right, that you want to take with you, that you say, you know what, they gave me something to think about, Yeah, and many of you might not have no issue like I did as far as with that. It might be other things, all right? It could be, racial. Many of you don't know if you are one of my militant sisters, you have issues with Caucasian sisters, Caucasian brothers out here. Some of you could have been a Caucasian yourself in a past life. And you're in this life dealing with your issues with your other brothers and sisters who are different than you as far as race wise. But the way I see it now, I don't really look at race the way I used to. I'm past that now. I see us all as the human race. As the human race. That's how I see us. Do I see colors? Yeah, this eyes right here see colors, all right? This eyes right here see colors. But this eye right here, I see your spirit. I picks up on your energy, all right? And then this eye right here ain't gonna lie to you. This eye right here gonna tell you like it is, all right? If people call it a serpent eye or what, this eye gonna tell you like it is, and ain't nothing evil about it, all right? The Most High God was never planted it, all right, in our heads if it was anything evil about it. That's somebody speaking from a place of ignorance and fear, all right? And that same person has one between their forehead. But thanks be to the Most High God for waking me up spiritually. All right, I'm grateful for that, and to see the big picture, as far as me working on myself, working on my issue, because I want to be right, all right? I found out, I knew that when I was, going within myself and I was seeing within myself, I was seeing a being, and that being looked nothing like me, all right? This being looked more ET looking, and come to find out it was my higher self. And my higher self is not even a human being, all right? I don't know what yours look like, but mine's not a human being. So who is me to walk around to be prejudiced of my brothers and sisters out here when I have a higher self I'm connected to that looks nothing like me? You see how ignorant a lot of us has been about, this thing called race, um, how ignorant we have been as far as, looking down on people because they look nothing like you. But we're pro this and pro that. I ain't pro nothing. I'm pro human race. That's what I'm pro. And when you come out being pro this, pro that, that's operating pride. I tell that pride. It's a time for pride. If I tell that pride, go take a seat. Go have several seats. Pride. I'm operating in the spirit. All right. Right now, I'm speaking from a place of in the spirit, and in the spirit, I don't see no color. When you go within yourself, you ain't gonna see no color. And you're gonna see colors. Oh yes, you're gonna see colors, and you're gonna see people. You're gonna see beings, but still, it's all on the inside. It's not out here. So, anyway, I just want to share that with many of you. It's crazy. And then it's like, when I look in the mirror, I'm seeing an ET. I told many of you that, that's one way of seeing one of your past lives, seeing an ET. I look in the mirror, I'm seeing an ET. And it looks bald head, it looks like an Arcturian. More, I think they say Arcturians are blue. I see this image all the time. But the one I see in the mirror, it looks kind of brown looking. That's the image I'm getting. And it looks like his eyes is closed. Like it looks like, well, his eyes is closed. But, my higher self let me know that it's like an Arcturian. As my guide, as my higher self. I don't know what many of you, what your guide is. I mean, not your guide, but your higher self is. But, yeah, I advise many of you, start taking a trip within yourself. You're going to be surprised. You're more than what you think you are, all right? Many of you are multi-dimensional, okay? Many of you go back, you've been here before. You just don't remember, all right? And that's what they don't want you to do, and that's remember. But I'm getting there. I try not to focus on things that normally I consider as though that that I despise, shall I say? And do I despise that? I don't despise it. It's not my lifestyle, but I don't despise it. That's them, What they do ain't affecting me, you know. It's what I do that affects me, you know, as far as my walk out here. But I can't be worried about nobody else, what they do behind closed doors, you know. They ain't none of my business, and I'm going to just love them and pray for them like I pray for anybody else. But for me to sit here and look down on somebody and speak death over somebody because they're different than me, no, your sister's not doing that, all right? I'm here to try to raise the vibration and the conscience of my brothers and sisters by sharing my experience, my testimony. I'm not here to condemn, not whatsoever. I, I leave that judging to source, because source says judge that you be ye not judge. So I leave it up to the source. That thoughts are higher than my thoughts, all right? I'm gonna leave that up to source, you know. Source is the ultimate judger. I'm gonna leave it up to source. I'm just gonna keep sharing my experience and my testimony. But like I said, fam, just focus on the things that you want to see in this life. That's the point I'm trying to make. The things that you want to see in this life, focus on it. Focus on that and push out love and good vibes, and that's what you're going to receive in return, all right? That's what you're going to receive in return. Peace and love to you all. Remember, rock those colors, those feel-good colors, all right? And definitely visualize a rainbow, okay? All of this is going to really help my kings and my queens to get back balance and focus and, you know, have a well-being feeling, you know, and feel charged and rejuvenated, okay? Now I'm getting ready to go ahead and meditate. I love y'all in Christ, and bye for now.